Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi. Thank you. My pleasure to be here today. My name is Tomoko Tanaka, working at Google Play team in Tokyo as a developer marketing manager. So today I will talk about how to survive and add value as developer marketing in Japan. So actually, I submitted my talk titles as How to Survive, but seeing many people here have interest about developer marketing and its awareness is getting larger, so I changed my mind to talk about adding value for this role. So based on my experience for more than 10 years, I think working in DevRel or developer marketing offers a chance to establish a very specialized skill set. I was fortunate to start my challenge back in 2008 when I applied BDM. BDM means a Business Development Manager, by the way, so open position at Intel Japan. So developer marketing was a kind of niche and was not recognized as job title recently, but in fact, they are already doing developer marketing under different names. So actually, I was working at Business Development Manager at Intel Japan, but I was doing like marketing communications or channel marketing or doing event or operation. So not only the sales like a business development. So anyway, so there are a lot of people doing developer marketing, but it was not organized as a name of under developer marketing. So okay, anyway, and now recently I see more opportunity of developer marketing. So I'm so happy to be here today to present DevRelCon Tokyo here and share my knowledge. And I hope to help future marketers who just started their journey here in Japan to find hope, get help, and seek advice in moving forward with their careers. So please talk to me after this talk or lunchtime or any networking party if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer. So here is disclaimer. So the opinions in this presentation are my own and don't reflect the view of my employee. Okay, I will talk about this is agenda today. So I will talk about developer marketing. So at first glance, you may think that developer marketing is all about DevRel or advocates or evangelists, but in fact, there is much more. So because developer marketing is it can encompass everything from organizing community events, designing onboarding campaign program, and even building relationship with counterparts at other corporations. So, by the way, do you remember the talk by John Britton from GitHub last year? It was, thank you. It was about marketing to developers. I was so impressed and inspired by that talk because it explained all of my experience at developer marketing, and I will encourage you to watch because it was really nice. So, but okay, anyway, so my talk today will consist of these 4 parts. The first, communications. This is very fundamental as a marketing. And the second, I will talk about skill set you need when you want to succeed in developer marketing. The third one is explain about some example for how you can learn from others. Then the last, I will explain what you can find from job descriptions. Okay, marketing. So who is a marketer over here? Oh, great, thank you. Good. So it is all about communications. So that could be, kind of shaka ni seppo for marketers, but developer marketing means communication with developers. Actually, there is tons of things to talk about developer marketing, but today I will focus on what and how. So there are 3 things you need to have in mind when you talk with developers. the 2 whats and one how. So first what is value proposition to help developers succeed. The second what is things to satisfy developers' needs. The how is you need to use protocol and context with same with developers. So those are 3 important points you need to care whenever you talk to developers. So developer marketing is to get trust from developers, because many developers think that marketing is to get revenue, or marketing is just advertising or promotion. But developer marketing is different, so I believe. So first, the value proposition and developers' success. So before starting communication with developers, you should make sure that you are delivering value to developers. So you can always ask yourself that you are doing right things for developers' success. So, and if you are working for a platform vendor who has ecosystem, and the developers are a crucial part of that, then you always need to have clear value proposition for developers. So your message value to developers is what developers care. So you need to always ask to yourself. If you wonder that what you are doing is not for developers but for your own company, then maybe you think again. And you needed to think that what you can do for developers' success. So additional to that, you needed to commit to help developers for the future growth and make developers succeed. So do you help developers on board to your platforms? So do you help developers to acquire more users? You can prioritize long-term success for developers rather than short-term success for your platform. Okay, so not only proposing value from your side, you needed to listen to developers tell you what they want you to do. So survey is one way to get more data from developers, and knowledge base by support team will also give you great insight of developers. So think about where your audience contact whenever they want to say something to your products. They may contact to your support, or they may contact to your social account like Twitter or Facebook to want to say something. So gathering those information will be great source to create knowledge base. And also survey is a great way to understand your audience as well. Have you ever run a survey online? So as a marketer or evangelist? Maybe not, maybe some, okay, great. So actually, if you are onboarded to a new role, and if you couldn't find any data of a survey, just do it. So just to start. So, and also talk to your the support team. They should have a knowledge base. If you don't, then start creating it. So there are some companies that you can help you to do an online survey. But most of the case, they are not familiar with developers. They are more like, consumer survey service company. So you can start like using Google Home or SurveyMonkey to start simple one. So data will tell you what you should do. So, okay. And the last one is protocol and the context. This is how you need to talk to developers. It is always important to talk with the same protocol and the same context with developers. So whenever you talk about your products, such as new version launch or update or even end of the product, you needed to think about what the meanings for developers, and needed to think about the best words and the timing to tell. And in order to understand the context, it is best that you actually be a user, use your products, or develop something, application on your platform. But if you don't have enough time, then SNS is very useful source. Actually, in Japan, Twitter is very popular among the developers, Facebook is famous as well, but Facebook is not searchable. And also Line is also popular as a messaging service, but in terms of searchable or not, so I think Twitter is best source for the knowledge. So by following developers who are working in relevant industry, it will help you to know their areas of interest, community, trend, and the momentum. So follow developers whose followers are developers. So Twitter is very nice because they will recommend, Twitter will recommend which followers you should follow once you started following the developers. So, and also ego search on SNS may give you insight as well. So not only the online, but the actual offline events, such as meetups or conference or Mokumoku-kai, you can find the developers' areas of interest. So if you can look into the agendas of meetups, then you will find what they want to hear about. So, and also you can find the latest mashup of different technologies or services or products. So meetup or community events are very nice source to when you also think about your own event. And the protocol and the context could be the most difficult areas to learn. If you have evangelists, then maybe you can ask them about that. But if you don't have evangelists, or maybe you needed to tackle by yourself to using your product, then it could be very challenging. So the challenge is how you can understand developers' viewpoint without actually using it. So in my case, I started my career as an engineer, and I am always curious about technologies. So this makes me comfortable to read and talk technical terms. And also this is my source of passion to be a developer marketing, because I can be on the edge of the technology area. So, and also I can have an interaction with developers who are who are using the latest technologies. So I can always catching up the latest one and interact with developers. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, now let's talk about tools and skill set. So you needed to focus on messaging. So you don't need to spend your time to create communication framework by yourself. There are tons of tools that makes your life easier. So let's use them. So there are two types of communication. One is online, and the other is offline. So online communication. So in order to scale one-to-many communication, you must have online communication channel. So communication channel means like Twitters or website or email newsletter or blogs or campaign email or interactive chat like Slack or social or etc. About that. So in terms of skill set, you certainly need a digital marketing skill in order to learn to be developer marketing. So. But there are learning sources over there, like on the Udacity or Udemy, or actually Google is giving Google Digital Garage that's available for free, and you can learn course and get the certifications. And also Twitter is providing tools and dashboard for ads, and you can start from small amount of budget. So by doing practices, you can learn about digital marketing. And also in terms of digital content creations, there is also a great tool over there. So you may create good looking presentation slides with PowerPoint Designer. And also Adobe is providing great tool sets as a creative cloud. It's not for free, but anyway, you can utilize those creative tools for digital content creations. So next, it's about offline communications. So offline communication means events like this, tech events, meetup, or Mokumoku-kai, or such as communication in offline. So those are already templates. So if you can search on the Compass or event ledgers or such as event, website, you can find meetups, Mokumoku-kai, conference, seminar, and workshops you can learn from those events. So you can find those events and look into the agendas. So you will see how the company is running event. So actually, I love to attend those events. Not the community event like Adobe's Max. It was really inspiring event because I'm actual user of Adobe. So as a user, I'm enjoying that event, and I could learn more about how we can inspire developers. So in order to run the events, you needed a project management skill. So because you needed to coordinate facilities and the speakers, and you needed to create and execute a plan for audience acquisition, and the other tons of tasks you needed to manage. And also you needed to manage the schedule. So that's really hard. But anyway, you can acquire project management skill if you run one event. So when we talk about offline and online, always the challenge is how we can connect offline and online. So if we have an offline event like this, and hashtag, as DevRelCon is doing as well, so hashtag is one way to connect offline event to online. But there's a recently, so many companies are providing app for events, such as GDC, Game Developers Conference 2018. It used Double Dutch. Do you know Double Dutch? Double Dutch, okay. The Double Dutch is an app solution for event. So it's, and other companies are doing sometimes, Double Dutch sometimes. And also Sessionize.com provide an API to create session and create a website for the event. So those are very useful tools to make an app for event. And after that, by creating event app, you can attract users, not only the before event, but also after the event. So attendees can check agendas on the app, and also you can create social connections between attendees, and also you can do a survey with event app. So this is one of the solutions, but anyway, offline and versus online is always challenging. Okay, so you can use the tons of tools or template over there to achieve don't reinvent the wheel strategy. But you can be, but there's one exception. So it is localization. So here is Japan. So I mean, localization means localization from English to Japanese. So when the source of information comes English first, then you need to have a localization process. So some global company have a brand that can change behavior of your audience and maximizing brand value while keeping local context is one of the challenges you needed to tackle. So you will have two choices to achieve. So creating Japanese, one is creating Japanese contents from scratch, or the second one is localize contents to Japanese. But considering, most of the time, considering the effectiveness and the resources you have, you may likely to choose localization. So some may think that localization is a translation, but in fact, it is all about context and the layout. So also finding priority for localization is important as well, especially when you don't have enough localization resources. So for example, so if you have one single flagship product and you have website or forum or blog post, press release, news, carrier page, etc., the website should be the hub for those, to reach us to those information. And if you are putting your effort for the awareness, then you should prioritize website first, because the website is destination for people coming from organic search. So the more you do online outbound marketing for awareness, then the more people search about your product, and the website is their first destination. But in the case that your platform already acquired enough users and you needed to focus on retention, so you want to keep your audience on your platform, then blog and SNS could be a higher priority. So you needed to deliver because in order to retain the users, you needed to deliver the latest and the greatest contents in Japanese. So anyway, you can decide depending on your priority where to localize. So here's an example. So actually we did I Make Apps campaign in Global, and we posted as a blog post, and also we had the event, conference, developer conference, and I put panel to promote this campaign. So in this localization, you see left side, this is a 218 characters. This is a blog post, because we set the audience expectation saying that this is local translated post, so that we can tell the audience that this is not a blog post by Japanese also. So audience can expect that this is, kind of translated Japanese. So it's okay, because we can set the expectation. But on the right hand, it is panel at the event. So we wanted to have a panel to attract audience. So the panel can have eye-catching copy and a call to action. So I summarized some text over here and reduced the characters to 194 characters. So that was enough as for the event. But maybe I could do more. So there's an alternative here, solution. On the left hand, I shorted text more and added call to action. So in the blog post, there's a fairly long blog post, and at the last part of the blog post, there was call to action, like share your photo with this hashtag and apply at the form if you want to be on the short film that we will create. But in order to make a very short and eye-catching panel, I created like this. So here, what I want to say is don't hesitate to change order or terms in the customized Japanese text when you localize anything. So you can consider TPO, and you can use translated text. But in order to make audience happy, you don't need to hesitate to change drastically. This is where you needed to put your effort. Okay, now I hope you could get some hints to work as a developer marketing. And there's a lot, actually, I want to talk. But anyway, so let's think about the demand about the developer marketing in future. So maybe looking back the history, maybe we can forecast the future, I guess. So evangelists started from hardware platform. Maybe you already know. And the strategy is to do marketing for software developers to make software on their hardware. So hardware platform always needed, killer content to acquire users, just like, game console. So this strategy is now expanding to software industry and also messaging platform. So now there is a lot of platform. So actually Google Play is one of platform, but like I was working at Intel. Intel CPU is also a kind of platform. So let's look back my career as example. I was a sales and marketing representative of Intel software development tool for a long time, where the main objective is to help developers to squeeze performance of Intel CPU. The more developers develop software optimized for Intel CPU, then the more end user benefit. So that's what I was doing at Intel. And next, after Intel, I joined a game engine company. and I was a marketing manager over there. And the audience was game developers. So, and aiming to solve hard problem for game developers and to help developers' success and democratizing development, I contributed to deliver right message to the Japanese audience and helped community to thrive for the sake of users' benefit. And now, the more apps on store, the more users on store. So those three positions has slightly different strategies and goals, but the common point is that they are aiming for developers' success. So my experience is limited to development tools and platform vendors, but I think many of developer marketing can have the same objective, so developers' success. So I think the developer marketing creates values where developers exist. So I think I'm sorry, I don't have any data to prove, but now that cloud computing is uprising and developer needed to make anything on software, and communication platform home is becoming too hard for applications, so we see more demand for developers to create software and applications. So I believe demand for developer marketing is increasing as well. Okay, find out the strategy. So in order to learn about the platform vendors or company you have interested with, then there's a lot of source of information, such as website, social, or blogs, or any events by that company. But the other source is career page. So sometimes there is hidden but clearly described strategy within job descriptions. So it is just like puzzle. So you don't see everything on the job descriptions, but you can guess what that company trying to achieve. So for example, if you find event manager open position, then consider where is the profitable business is. Because marketing need budget, so budget comes from profitable business. So it looks like they don't earn any revenue from outside the company. But if you look into the job description, there could be some hint about their real business. So if you find the event manager, that's the offline communication. And offline communication and online communication is a kind of pair of wheel to run developer marketing. So there should be position who are doing online communication. So you can guess in terms of developer marketing point of view about what they are doing. Okay, running out of time. So, すいません。2 more minutes. Okay. Okay. Okay, there's two more slides. We are hiring. So this is something familiar. So we are hiring partner engineer. This is not advocate, but part of developer relations. And yeah, you can search on the Google career page based in Tokyo. So if you anyone who have the interest with, actually this is engineer, so very expected high bar. But anyway, if you have any questions, please ask me. And one more. So inspired by Tokura-san's talk today, I added this slide this morning. So actually, the audience of tech conference, the percentage of female is 5 to 10, sometimes 12 or 13, but very low. So I wanted to do something to diversify the audience and also diversify the speakers. So what I can do is maybe just think about finding female speaker for tech conference. So I set one of my this year's objective to diversify speakers at event that I organize. So if you know any female developers or engineer who want to give talk at our events, please let me know. Hi. Okay, thank you very much. That's all my talk. Thank you.